All right. I'm so excited about our call tonight. I thank everyone for getting on and combining teams. I'm really excited to be working with some fellow diamond leaders. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Caity. I'm a double diamond from Wantage, New Jersey. And tonight I'm joined with a couple of our leaders on our team. I have Jen Qarmout, Schenker, Alicia Bozza, and Melissa Rice. And we're going to be going over a little bit about a couple of different things. I don't want to ruin it, but if you have a pen and a paper, get it out. You're going to want to take lots of notes. I will put the recording out probably tonight so that you can re-listen to this. But before we get started, we always start our calls with a devotional, and I know that Alicia had picked one out, so Alicia, take it away.
Thank you. This is by Joyce Myers, so don't get confused when I say my husband Dave, because my husband's not Dave, it's Dan. So this devotion is called Stop Keeping Score by Joyce Myers. If someone has hurt you, don't spend the next 10 years of your life hurting yourself by hanging on to that offense. Most likely, the other person isn't even thinking about you, while you dwell on the incident for years. That only hurts one person, you. When we walk in unforgiveness, we try to keep score, viewing ourselves as better than the other person. Back in the early days of our marriage, when Dave and I were fussing and fuming at each other, I would bring up stuff that happened years before, and Dave would say, "Where do you keep all that stuff?" Well, I had a place, and it was all in there, eating at me. And every new thing Dave did wrong, it would get added to the list, and it kept growing and growing until it became a bitter giant in my heart. When we walk in God's love, we find freedom by keeping no account of wrongs done to us. If you're hurting from the pain of unforgiveness today, ask God to help you to stop keeping score. You can let go of your bitterness today. Prayer starter. God, I don't want to keep score anymore and let my unforgiveness hurt me. I release it to you and ask you to help me to walk in your love, which keeps no account of the evil done to it. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. That was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We're going to get started. We have first up Jen Q, and Jen's going to talk a little bit about blitzing. So, Jen, why don't you introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself, your story, and then you can get started.
Sure. All right. My name is Jen Q. Full name is Qarmout, but that's crazy. So just commonly known as Jen Q. I am a diamond executive with It Works. I have been with the company for almost 18 months now, and it's just been a really exciting road, a wonderful vehicle, and I love it. I love what I do. I'm passionate about the products, and I'm here tonight to discuss blitzing with you. I'm going to start very basic. I want everybody to, I don't know, I think we're all at different stages of the game here on this call, but I'm going to start basic. If you're brand new, you're probably wondering, what is blitzing? What's a blitz card? So let's just start there. The blitz cards are probably what somebody handed you when you first started the business. And on one side it says, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? And on the other side it says, this is what it does. And it shows you before and after pictures. It's the best tool to promote your business. It comes from corporate. It is amazing. So where can you get your Blitz cards? You can get your Blitz cards at myitworkstore.com, and then you're going to click on Sales Tools. Okay, and they come in all different, there's different languages now. We have different languages because we're in so many different countries. There's male and female Blitz cards. So, again, it's myitworkstore.com, and it's 2 S's. It's worksstore.com. If you have any questions, please speak to your sponsor about that, and you can go in there and order those. There is no BV for those. There's no bonus volume when you order your Blitz cards or any type of marketing materials, just so you know that. Okay, next I want to tell you what should go on your Blitz card. Okay, handing somebody a Blitz card with no information on it is not going to help you grow your business, and that's really the point of blitzing, is to grow your business. So what you should put on your Blitz card is, first of all, your name. Second of all, your phone number. The phone number, not the number that you never answer. Please put on your phone number where you can be reached, because people will call you. Next, put on your website. Everybody gets a website when they sign up with the company. Put that on there. If you've purchased your own domain name and you prefer to use that, just make sure that's on your Blitz card. And then if you have a Facebook page, I like to put that on my Blitz card. So I put, please like me at Rap with Jen Q on Facebook. And that has been really helpful because I actually sometimes will do even challenges. Like, look, I'm handing out 10 Blitz cards today. If you like my Facebook page in the next 24 hours, you'll get entered in to win a free gift. Okay, so that's another way to also help grow your business. You're handing out your Blitz card with your information, plus you're getting them on your Facebook page. Okay, who are you going to hand your Blitz cards to? First and foremost, you're going to start with your hundreds list. When you first sign up, your sponsor should have had you fill out a hundreds list. It's the top 100 people that you come to mind when you think of who can I share this product with, who can I share this business with. Okay, so you're going to want to go to those people, and you're going to want to hand out your Blitz card because it can say better than you can what this business is all about. Because in the beginning, none of us know anything. We tried the wrap. We were like, wow, I got results. If you were like me, you tried the wrap to prove somebody wrong. You were really skeptical. Some of us went into it thinking like, all right, I'm spending $30 and, we'll never mention this again and move on with our lives, and then realized it actually changed our lives and joined the business. So, keep that in mind that the Blitz cards say everything that needs to be said. And you don't really have to know anything. You can go out on day one and show people the Blitz card, and when they look at it, they're going to be like, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? No, what is it? You flip it over. This is what it is. This is what it does. And it's all right there. So the company has provided us with this valuable tool that can be used to grow our businesses. So you're going to hand that out, first of all, to your hundreds list. Second of all, the family. Sometimes it's harder to hand it to family than it is to hand it to strangers. But, get it out there. You never know. Somebody's gonna respond. And then, my rule is if you're in a 2-foot radius of me, you're going to know about It Works Global. I either have my shirt on. I always have Blitz cards in my purse. I have 2 pockets in my purse that have Blitz cards. One side has male, one side has female. So if I'm, at a restaurant and I have a waiter, he's getting a male Blitz card. If I have a female, she's getting a female Blitz card. If I'm at the register at ShopRite and I have a male checking me out, he gets a male Blitz card. So I always like to keep both. I have handed out male Blitz cards to women and females to men, and nobody really cares. But I like to keep it gender-specific so that they can see something that relates to them, because people like to be related to. So I think that was brilliant that the company came up with the male and female Blitz cards. And so if you can get both, I would recommend it. A lot of times, in the beginning when we first started, there was only the female Blitz cards. And so a lot of guys were like, well, is this really for me? Now, they can see, because I have probably wrapped almost an equal amount of men and women, and especially lately I've had a lot of guys wanting to wrap before summer this year for some reason. So, just hand them out. So I have what I call my 2-foot rule. And, if you're in 2 feet of me, you're getting a Blitz card, or you're going to get something, if people say, sometimes I forget, I'm out with my kids, but I have my gear on. I'm wearing my shirt. So I would strongly recommend getting at least one It Works shirt. That was my goal my first month. When I sold all my wraps and made my wrap cash, I bought 2 shirts. And, in the beginning I was wearing them, 2-3 times a week. Now I have It Works gear on every day. And people will ask, what works? What will change your life? If you look online, again, go to myitworksstore.com and in apparel, and you'll see all the different styles, different, shirts that they have, Blitz Wrap Repeat. What do you mean Blitz Wrap Repeat? And it opens the door for people to ask you, and then you're just answering questions. So that kind of takes some of the intimidation off about, when you're blitzing. Okay? So next I wanted to talk about, I know I'm going really fast because we have a lot to cover in this call. So, if you have to listen to the recording later, I'm sorry that I'm going really fast. But that's why. So how do I effectively blitz someone? The first thing that I did when I first started is I would hand them the card and wait. I would say, have you heard of this? And hand them the card with the side up that says, have you tried this crazy wrap thing? Most of the time you get somebody that stares at it for a few seconds and then says, No, what is it? And then I answer the question, or I'll flip the card over and say, this is what it is. It's botanically infused cloth wrap, and this is what it does. Tighten, tones, and firms in as little as 45 minutes. And then usually the conversation starts. Really, does it work? Does it really do that? They see the picture. Everything is there. Is there chemicals in it? No, it's botanical. It's all natural. So it just kind of opens the conversation, and then you can answer the questions. If you don't have an answer, say, you know what, I just started, but if you give me your information, I'd be happy to email you the answer to your question. So now you're also getting their information back, and you've created a rapport now, and you have their contact, they have your contact, and you can move forward from there. So that's the best way to effectively blitz, number one. Number two, and I did this a lot in the beginning, is what we call phantom blitzing. I left my blitz cards, and I still do. I leave my blitz cards in a cart. When I'm done shopping, I take all my bags, and I leave a blitz card as I put the cart back. In ShopRite, when you're leaving, they have a place out here in New Jersey where you can leave cards and advertisements and flyers and whatnot. And I always stick one or two in there when I'm leaving ShopRite if there's nobody else's. If somebody else's are there, I always respect it's one team, one mission with our company, and I'm not taking somebody else's cards and putting mine. God won't honor that, and that's strongly what our team the culture of our team believes, and I honor that every time. So if somebody else's cards are there, I'm going to leave them. Same at a pizzeria. But if there's no cards, my cards are going to be there. And just continue with that. We call that phantom blitzing. In waiting rooms, if I'm at the doctor's office, if I'm in a nail salon, we have a lot of Korean nail salons around here, and they're not really interested in becoming distributors, but they don't care if we leave our cards. I asked the owner, can I leave a stack of cards here? And I've gotten several loyal customers just from leaving cards in nail salons. And that's a really good way to advertise, and it's free. The other way that you can do that I've actually gotten a lot of really good responses is text blitzing. It's less, I think, intimidating than approaching friends and family. You take a picture of the front of your blitz card, have you tried that crazy wrap thing, or just simply text the phrase, have you tried that crazy wrap thing, and send it out. And then people start responding. What are you talking about? What's going on? What's that crazy wrap thing? And you open a dialogue. Hey, I just started this new business, and, I tried this wrap, and I look really good. I've gotten rid of the appearance of some cellulite on my thighs, or my belly is tight and toned and firm. I'm getting ready for summer. I've wrapped down a pant size. Whatever your story is, now you can start sharing. So text blitzing is a really nice way to reach out to people that are in your contact list. Again, Facebook blitzing, which is basically just Facebook posting. I strongly recommend creating a Facebook page and then just posting on there consistently. Consistency is key when it comes to blitzing and anything in our businesses. You want to be consistent, but especially when you're doing Facebook, you want to be every day, morning and night if you can, but at least once a day, post something on Facebook. It takes 2 seconds, and you can actually schedule it so that it does it for you, and you just post a before and after picture, your web address, and your phone number. If you are using the It Works website and you don't own your own domain name, we can help you, reach out to your sponsor, and I'm sure that they know a way. Facebook will kick out your It Works as spam if you post your It Works website. But there's ways to get around it so that your website can get up on there. But make sure, at least you have your phone number on all of your Facebook posts. And the last way that I like to blitz, I call it coupon blitzing. Instead of calling it, a card, a blitz card, or would you be interested in my information or anything like that, I've been getting better responses if I go up to people and say, hey, would you like a coupon for this great product that I sell? And people love coupons, especially in New Jersey, I think. People just love a deal. So, most women are like, yeah, I want a coupon, even if they have no intention of using it, but it's valuable to them. So, I like to hand out them as coupons, and that's a nice way to word it, and most people will respond to that. So after you've mastered all these things with blitzing, or after you've taken even just the first step, I don't think any of us are masters at it. I think it's an ongoing process, which is exciting because, we all learn new stuff every day. What's the next thing you should expect? Well, I would say, first of all, when you're blitzing, be prepared to get their information. Have sticky notes or a notepad or some way to get the person, if they are showing interest, you want to try to get their information. Try to get an email. Say, would you mind, if you have more questions, I see you're busy right now, or, especially if you're with a cashier at a register or, somebody who's working, hey, give me your email or your phone number, and I can email you or text you some more information or let you know when I have an upcoming event, and then have something quickly that they can write their information down on. And then secondly, be prepared to wrap somebody on the spot. I've gone into restaurants and, we blitz our waiter or waitress right at the beginning of our meal now, and I've wrapped probably 2 in the last couple of months. By the end of our meal, we're in the bathroom wrapping. So I used to in the beginning when I first started and, was still learning, I would blitz them at the end of the meal when I paid the check, but then there was no time to talk. Now I blitz them when I first sit down. They come over to ask for drinks, they're getting a blitz card, and then they're like, oh, what is this? And I actually had one girl push me over in the booth by the end of the meal and sit down and say, all right, you got to tell me more about this. And again, she ended up wrapping and signing up as a loyal customer by the end of the meal. So just be prepared. Have your wrap stuff with you. I always keep at least 2 wraps in my purse with, now I use the Fab wrap or Saran, have something, and a pair of scissors. That's really all you need. And then the last thing I would say is be prepared to follow up. It doesn't do you any good to blitz people and get their information and not follow up with them. And from what I've been reading, it's very important to follow up within the first 24 hours because it's still fresh in their minds. So that's what I had about blitzing tonight. I know it was a lot of information, and if you have any questions later in the call, you'll have an opportunity to ask me. Thanks, Caity.
Thanks, Jen. That was awesome. And one quick thing, if you have one quick tip for somebody who's really terrified of blitzing, what's the best way to get over that?
I would say go with a buddy. Go out group blitzing. If you're new, get your sponsor or see if he or she can pair you up with somebody. Melissa and I are sidelines, and I had the best time blitzing with her because it gets you out of your shell. She would blitz somebody and I would watch her, and then I would blitz somebody and she would watch me, and you just feel more confident when you're going in numbers. So that would be my tip.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you.
Mr. Schenker, are you still on the line?
I'm here.
All right. Why don't you introduce yourself and how long you've been with It Works and all that good stuff, and take it away.
Okay. My name is Dan Schenker. For those of you that don't know, I am Caity's fiance. Caity has been in the business since May of 2012, but I signed up myself as a distributor last year in July. So today I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Facebook. There's just so much that we could talk about, and I've gotten a ton of questions lately about just various things that can be done to use Facebook and just social media in general to grow your business. So I'm just going to touch on that really briefly. It's something called the 80-20 rule, and this basically means that you should be posting 80% of anything else but your business. So your lifestyle, your dinner, whatever you think that people will find interesting, or things that you find interesting that are not business related. And then 20% of what you post can be about your business. So again, you want to post about your life, not just your business. By posting only about the stuff that you sell, you can expect some pretty bad results. Like some people will just unfollow you, so you'll never know that they do this, but they won't see anything that you post anymore because it's annoying. They didn't really become your friend or like your fan page just to be sold to, more than likely. Other people, they'll just unfriend you outright or unlike your page because they just, again, you don't go on Facebook to see the ads. I know I have all the ads hidden on my Facebook because they're annoying to me. That's not what I use the platform for. So a lot of people that I've met anyway, they don't really like their jobs. So if they see that all you do is you sit around and you post about your job on Facebook, they're probably not going to be all that interested in signing up as a distributor because that's all they think that you do. If you're not posting about the rest of what you do, your life, your kids, your family, whatever. So instead, by showcasing what It Works allows you to do, like go to the pool in the middle of the day or, go to your kid's baseball game without leaving work early, you're basically selling your lifestyle instead of your products. And again, people, they don't want to be sold to on Facebook. They just want to see things that make them happy. Like I go on Facebook to stay connected with people that I've met over the years and see what they're up to and things like that. And granted, the business has become a pretty big part of our lives, but by posting about our dog and the trips that we take and all the cool things that we do, it is way more beneficial than only posting about our business. So Caity and I, we focus more on selling ourselves and our lifestyles than we do the products. And that's been really, really beneficial for us. So again, I've been asked so many really good questions about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and things that a lot of people are just super intimidated by. So in order to keep this pretty short, I've actually compiled a week's worth of stuff that I'm going to put up on Caity's website. It's just CaityMetz.com, CAITY. The first thing that I'm going to post is going to go up right after this call. So as soon as we get off, you can look for it there. But again, I'm going to post a week's worth of some of the most common, or I think the most important things that I've been asked about all social media. Maybe etiquette, how to best present yourself, maybe the best things to post, things like that. Just things that have come up that I think are really important to cover. So that's all for me for now. I'm going to save it for the website.
Thank you, Dan. And I agree. I think Facebook is a great tool, but I also think, if you know how to use it, it can be even more powerful. So thank you so much, and thank you for doing that blog. That's awesome. Alicia, are you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. All right, take it away. Introduce yourself and get started.
Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm Diamond Executive. My husband and I, Daniel, have 7 children. We live in a part of Parsippany called Mount Tabor. And I started my business on May 17th, I believe, 2012. And I've been loving it, and I'm looking to bring our team to Double Diamond very soon. So I'm really excited. But what I want to share with you today is a little bit about kind of like what to expect when you're blitzing and when you're running your business, and kind of like what kind of expectations you should have and what your attitude could be if you want to have a little bit easier time. I want to let you guys know that 1 out of 10 say yes. So whether you're asking a person outright or you're blitzing them, if you blitz one person a day, it's going to take you 10 days to get one person. So try to make sure you know that and not let it frustrate you. 1 out of 10 says yes, so that would mean that if you did 2 a day, it would take you 5 days to find 1. So maybe if you did 5 in 1 day, it would take you 2 days. Or if you did 10 in 1 day, it would take you 1 day to do 1. So just know that those are just numbers. Has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with the product being good or bad. It's just the numbers. And you know what? Go for the no instead of going for the yes. Go for the no. Just gives you something fun to look forward to. So if someone's saying no, give it to yourself as a challenge. In my team, we have like a page of like 30 no's, and there's smiley faces on it, and your goal is to get as many no's as you possibly can, and the person who gets the most no's wins. So you got to look at that, because if you want to win, you have to get a no. If you're afraid to hear a no, then you can't really succeed. In order to be successful, you've got to get those no's. They're almost like obligatory for you to go ahead and be successful. And so that when people say no to your Blitz card, oh, no, I'm not interested, you can say, oh, thank you. And they might look at you like, what? Like, I'm in a contest to get no's, and you just helped me. Thank you so much. And I believe in my mind and in my heart that when you give them an awesome attitude, that like energy is going to be multiplied out into the universe instead of you getting angry. If you get angry, you get hurt, and that's one of the reasons I'll kind of pick that reading today or devotional today about holding a grudge. If you hold that grudge, it's only going to hurt you, and it's going to make you even more afraid to go blitzing next time. If you are joyful for the no, because you can X one off, or you can go back and say to your upline, I got a no today, she knows you're working, or he knows you're working, and that's exciting for us as uplines. We want to hear that you guys are getting no's, because then we can help you work through that no. And maybe ask you, okay, well, what are you saying? And you might be saying everything perfectly right, and they're just going to say no. So never give up, because the next one can be yes. Know that you're a winner. Even if they say no, you're still a winner. Even the great teacher Jesus was laughed at. He was in a crowd of thousands and thousands of people. He had 3,000 followers in one day. There was a bunch over here who laughed at him. He's still the greatest leader who ever lived, and if they can laugh at Jesus, then they'll laugh at you. Just know who they are and just walk away, and it's okay. Be joyful. Consider where the source is coming from. Know that. And I think that that's really awesome, because just imagine if we all are happy when people say no and give them such a great attitude, what kind of culture is that building for us in It Works Global? They're gonna say, like, wow, that's gonna leave an impression with them. Because even if we don't say anything when they say no, but we feel angry, that energy kind of does go forward. So they're going to kind of feel like almost like they did something wrong. And they may not, but you know what? That energy goes out there. You want to make it a happy energy, because you're expectantly looking for the next one to possibly say yes. But no, if they say no, 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 no. And you know what? It might be 20 no's to get 2 yeses. But there's still going to be that person who's going to say yes. And if you joyfully go forward listening to the no's, you're just going to be all the more rewarded with one big yes. So never give up. Always be excited. Be joyful. Go for the no. And you never know, the next one could be yes.
I love it. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Okay, so real quickly, I'm going to go over consistency. And again, my name is Caity Metz. I'm from Wantage, New Jersey. I've been in the business almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years next month. And I think the biggest thing I've learned over the past 2 years was consistency, because I think, when you first get started, you're really, really excited, and it's like kind of going up a big roller coaster ride. You're going up to the first really big drop, and you're really excited, and your adrenaline's pumping, and it's going really well, and then maybe you get a little lazy because the momentum's going, and all of a sudden you drop down. And I've learned that roller coaster that sometimes this can be is just from inconsistency, and I know I'm guilty of it. So this year, my thing has been all about consistency. So every week, I listen to these kinds of calls, and I take away new skills, and I take away new ideas, and I just layer them on top of each other, because I really do think that all of these skills are a great foundation for a really healthy, sustainable business if we do them day in and day out. And yes, of course, life happens. Sometimes you can't get out, but then you just double your action the next day, or whenever you can get back out. I know, recently I have been hurt, so I couldn't get out on one day, and I just made up for it again. But that consistency yields consistent results, just like Alicia was saying with it being a numbers game. I think really, if you think about that, 1 out of 10 people are going to say yes to you. You should have that set in your mind of how many yeses do you want this week, and how many no's does that take for me. For some people, you might need to go out and do it twice as much if you really, just need to practice. And eventually with that practice and with that consistency comes better results. So, you'll see some of the top leaders signing people every day and things like that. It's because every single day they're making sure that they're talking to new people, they're wrapping new people, and then they're just repeating that process day in and day out. So right now our company is in a huge stage of momentum. People are thinking about getting skinny. People are thinking about losing weight. They're thinking about tightening and toning for their bathing suit. And I have to say, honestly, it's made the process a little bit faster. So now is the time to lay your foundation and be consistently doing these things that you're learning on this call, because I really think it's going to make all the difference when it comes to your business. So that's all I really had to say, but I'm going to turn it over to Melissa if you're still listening. And Melissa, are you still there?
I am. I'm sorry. I was muted out because I was doing dishes.
No problem. Melissa, why don't you get started and, introduce yourselves and all that.
I am Melissa Rice. I'm a diamond executive from Hillsborough, New Jersey. I've been in probably a little under a year and a half now. And I just think so many things that you guys are talking about on this call are so important. We always preach the steps to success, and you'll hear that from, the number one money earners in the company all the way down. And I feel like, some people just think, well, that just seems too simple. Like they've got to be doing something else. And a lot of it is what we've been talking about tonight. Like it's attitude, and it's, understanding that some people are going to say no, but there's some people that are going to love our product. And just because we're, diamond executives or whatever, doesn't mean that these things don't happen to us either. But like Alicia said, we just go through joyful because we've seen what it can do for us and for our loyal customers. And, we really understand what we have our hands on. So I think, I'm going to talk a little bit about closing because I feel like, on this call, we've kind of taught you how to blitz and, how to get the word out and how to, really talk to people and how to keep your joy level up, I like to call it. But, at the end of the day, if you are connecting with people and doing those things, you're going to need to know how to close. I think the number one thing for closing is understanding what we have our hands on. I think a lot of times when we are trying to get a customer and we start to talk about the loyal customer program, we say, well, you only have to order for 3 months. And I think that almost kind of does a disservice because it's like, you're already setting the stage to have them kind of cancel after 3 months. And, really, we have so much more to offer than just the wraps or maybe the 1 or 2 things that they're hearing about or sampling if they're at a party. And I really I signed a loyal customer like 2 weeks ago, and she said, how come more people aren't buying this? And it really like struck a chord with me. I'm like, I don't know, So I think when you're closing with people and talking with people, one, if you've wrapped them, definitely have to reiterate, this is a sample, okay? Assume the sale. Let them know they've started the process. They need to finish it. Okay, they need to do that full box of wraps. They need to do 4 boxes of wraps. And I say, you spend $30 or $25 to try this wrap. You're going to want to finish it out. You're not going to want to waste that money. We're going to want to, finish what we've started here. So, you want to assume that they're going to do the whole treatment. And we want them to. And they're going to want to because they're going to want the best results possible. So, once you have that established with them, I let them know that there's 3 ways that they can, continue to wrap. They could have me come and wrap them at $30. They could buy the box of 4 wraps, retail price for $99. And then that's what I tell them about our awesome loyal customer program and just explain to them, or you can buy the wraps at my cost, which is a wholesale pricing, which is going to bring your wraps down to less than you're going to pay to go get a manicure or pedicure, and it feels good and it's so good for you. You're going to be finishing it. So just have them understand the value that they're receiving. And then, explain to them that they can continue to buy products that we offer at this wholesale pricing. I have some loyal customers that are excited. They'll email me, I just love my products are here on my doorstep when I need them. And I don't have to schlep my kids out to Target to go buy eye cream. So, we need to kind of just explain that to people as we're explaining the loyal customer program. Ask them what they're using for their skincare products. A lot of times we don't, talk about that. And again, we don't want to overwhelm them when we're closing. but we want them to understand, I think this is going to be the best value for your money. And then, after you finish your full treatment of wraps, I'll give you a call, or, we'll set up a time to talk, and we'll see maybe what you want to order for your next month. If you want to continue on to wraps, or if you want to try something new. Then they're excited. And then they have somebody kind of partnering with them. At the end of the day, we talk about this all the time, that people stay loyal to people. They don't necessarily stay loyal to products. So, I think like what Caity was talking about, consistency in this business. That's really what, I've met people that have been loyal customers with our company and never even knew we had anything besides the wraps. So with that consistency, that is, checking in with your loyals once a month. How you doing? Don't ever be, I think sometimes people are afraid because they're going to say, oh, the wraps aren't working, and they're afraid to call them. Don't ever be, it comes with confidence. And we know our product works. And, if you call somebody and maybe they're not, that gives you a chance to say, well, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Maybe you should incorporate the greens, or, really just build that rapport. And, you want to be there. It's customer service, and you want to be able to offer that to them. So I think that that's, super important that we understand the value of what we have our hands on here. And then, then I talk to them about all the other things that, and I don't necessarily, again, I watch that word choice of you can cancel after 3 months. I say, we waive the fee, the $50 membership fee that we have. And if you're new, definitely talk to your upline a little bit about how the Loyal Customer Program works. We're trying to keep this call at a decent time frame, so I don't want to get into all that. But if you have any questions and you're new, ask your upline. And I just say to them, you're only ever charged out membership if you cancel before your first 3 months. And then I let them know, what, after that 3 months, that's when the good stuff kicks in, free shipping. And, and then you can kind of explain to them how they're going to gather their perk points. Maybe there's something they want to try. Maybe they we love the defining gel. We all call it liquid gold. So maybe we explain to them if it's not really in their budget, you can have enough perk points by the couple months to be able to get that product for free. So just create that buzz, create that excitement, because we really do have our hands on something valuable. Like I said, there are people that are buying face wash. They're buying vitamins. They are buying things that we offer from other places and not getting rewarded for it. So I let them know, because we're not paying for the vitamin shop building itself, that brick and mortar business, that we are able to offer them a higher quality product at a lower price, and they don't even have to go out for it. So I feel like with closing, and especially with customer retention, just remember what we have our hands on, okay? And don't think of it so much as, well, you only have to order for 3 months and then you can cancel and you'll get that pricing. So, really just keep in mind the value of what we have. And, so I think that's, one of the best way to close a customer out. And sometimes, if it's people are on a budget, it's a great way to bring up the business opportunity to them as well. If they don't have, I have distributors on my team who honestly just do this business because they love the products and they don't have the extra money. So that just really opens up the door to have another conversation as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm going to go back around through the list, and I just want one tip, one major, aha moment that you've had, maybe recently, maybe ever, that you want to give to someone who is either just starting out or maybe is just struggling a little bit of where to get started. So, Jen, one aha moment that you have had recently.
Oh, my goodness. You're putting me on the spot, Caity.
I know. I didn't tell you guys about this.
Moment for somebody just getting started. I really connected to what you said, actually, about consistency, because John Piscopo actually said something a few months back, and it totally changed the way I did my business. And he said, every time you quit, it's like starting over. And I'm like, oh, that's so true. I lost so much time my first year because I would get frustrated, something wouldn't go my way, or I didn't think it was going my way, or whatever, and I wouldn't work my business for 3 days. And when your mouth is shut, your business is not working. So that's, essentially in my head like quitting. And so this year that has been my goal with the consistency, and I'm not ever quitting. Like this is my job. This is what I know is the vehicle that is going to get my family to the financial freedom that they need. And I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm not going to get discouraged. Of course we have things that discourage us and come against us, but that's not going to stop me from moving my business forward. And that's huge. So that's my aha moment.
Love it. Thank you. And thank you so much for getting on the call. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for asking me, Caity. It was an honor. Thank you.
All right, Dan Schenker. What's one tip that you have for somebody that's just starting in the business, or maybe just wants, they're stuck and they're looking for a little encouragement?
All right, well, this is probably going to sound a little contradictory considering the week's worth of stuff I have coming up, but don't waste all your time on social media. That's really the best advice I have to give. I worked in social media professionally for, I guess, a year and a half, and I know how exciting it is to reach, 50,000 people at once, or post one thing and advertise it and have it go across the entire internet. I know how enticing that is, but it almost makes you lazy. And that was a lesson that I needed to learn. And actually, you helped me with that, Caity, that this business is about connecting with people. It's not just putting your stuff out there and then waiting for people to come to you. You really have to get to know people. So if you are going to use social media, great, but learn how to do it and do it the right way so that you're still connecting with people so that they'll want to buy from you instead of just kind of talking at them. You'll be talking to them and with them. So, my tip is don't waste all your time on social media.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you so much for getting on the call, too. I know that, when you first started doing this wasn't exactly your thing, and I really appreciate it.
No, not at all. Thank you for inviting me.
All right, Alicia, how about you?
And we love hearing a guy's voice, Dan. It's awesome. I have to agree with Dan 100% because I did think that instead of using it as frosting on the cake, I was using it as cake, and it wasn't giving me the return. It was putting fat cells in my hips instead of giving me cash in my pocket. It just wasn't giving me a return. Hold on one second. It wasn't giving me a return on my time put in. It was like I was wasting my time. Now, again, just like I'm sure Dan would agree, social media is not a waste of time because you do want to have a creative presence for yourself, but definitely not the place to be hanging out all the time. Going back to my original thought, I just wanted to kind of bounce off Melissa and how she was speaking to positioning yourself, because I believe that positioning yourself and knowing the treasure that we have is going to help you to be more confident in your presentation. It's really tough in the very beginning. That's why we have to have our ADBV and we have to have our products, our own product testimonials that we are creating as new people, because the more that we use the product and the more wonderful results, the more that we will believe that our product is one of the best in the whole entire world. And just know, everybody, even the new people, that even sometimes the diamonds shiver in their shoes. And it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to sit down and cross your legs and your arms and sit and wallow. You have to get back up and try it again. And you know what? Every day we do that. Every single day we get back up. We get back up. We get back up. And, we have our awesome days and we have our not so awesome days, but we still get back up. And I think that's what makes the difference.
Absolutely. I love that. I actually just heard that on something that someone said. I think it was Pastor Steve from Elevation Church, and he said, I used to be impressed with the people that have the faith to begin something, but now I'm impressed with people who have the fortitude to finish it, and that's what just reminded me of that. So awesome. Melissa, how about you? What's your tip?
I think the biggest eye-opening thing I've heard in a while goes back to conference. And for those of you that know me, I'm clearly not an emerald, so I don't remember who said it, but it was, don't let the very reason that you start this business or come into this business be your excuse of why you can't do it. And I've seen that, and it just really struck me because there's a lot of people that say, I want to do this for my kids or I want to do this for my family, and then they're not getting on calls, or they're not going to meetings, or they're maybe not out wrapping people because, they have baseball games and they have obligations and they have all these things. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of us that have a lot of kids. Alicia's on here. She's got 1.5 million kids, But at the end of the day, you have to remember, like I know for me, I am home every single day when that bus pulls up. And I get to do homework with my kids after school, and I get to make them dinner, and and I get to do these things, and I get to, like Jen Q said, I think she was doing it, put it on Facebook or something. I get to sit down at the beginning of the month and say, what are the days that are super important to me? What are the things for my family that I can't miss? But this is a job, and I am doing it for them. And, we sit down and we read goals together, but I'm not going to say, oh, I have 4 kids, and my husband's not home, so I can't do this. No. I'm doing it for them. I'm grateful that I have a job that is flexible, that I can make my own hours, but it is a job. And, I love it. Like last night was my birthday, and I did a vendor event. And, everybody's like, oh, you're working. For me, it's not work. I love getting out and connecting to people. But I didn't have to be there till 7 o'clock. I still got to have cake with my kids, and I still got to do all those things before I left. And guess what? I had the flexibility to be able to go to Philadelphia to the zoo all day today, and just really spend some great family time together. So, I think that you need to remember the very reason why you do this business, not to use it as an excuse. I know for me and for a lot of us, it's our kids. And, does it mean sometimes maybe I'm missing a game here or there? It does. But, at the end of the day, if I was working, a job somewhere, I'd be missing a heck of a lot more. So, that's really just been eye-opening for me is, to just kind of keep that in check. And, I've seen people leave this business because they, didn't prioritize or maybe sit down. And, my family gets super excited when we come up with goals together. We'll sit down and say, okay, you know what, Mommy's going to work maybe 4 or 5 days this month at night, but, here's what we're working towards as a family. And then they're excited. How many little customers did you get, Mom? Or, wow, you met, we went to Walmart today, you, blitzed 3 people, so, and they get into it too. So I just think that that's really been eye-opening for me, just not to let the whole reason that you start this business become your excuse.
I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, you guys, for being on this call. I guess I should say my tips because that wouldn't be fair because I totally put you guys on the spot. I think my biggest tip lately has been if you're feeling stuck, just be consistent. Like I'm going to piggyback off of what everybody's been saying, but I watched Don't Stop on 6. I really love Elevation Church for those of you who don't know. And he was talking about, how basically, there's a story, and I'm not going to go into the whole story, but basically there was a group of people that were walking around the city, and they were promised that city, and they were walking around 6 times, and on the 7th time they got what they wanted. So I want to really challenge you this, as you go about the next couple of weeks, to go out there and think that this is maybe the last time that you have to blitz someone and they don't call you back, or maybe this is going to be that card that somebody is going to change their life and they're going to get it and they're going to take it and run with it. Wake up every day with that attitude, like maybe today's my day, maybe this is going to happen, and expect it, because I really think that it's all about the kind of attitude that you have inside. Because I tell my team this all the time, you're either going to be repelling people from you with your attitude, or you're going to be like one of those bug zappers drawing people in. And it's all about your heart. And you have to get that right first and do all of these things day in, day out joyfully. And honestly, you're going to get so far with it if you just don't give up. It might be there. You see that diamond mining picture all the time with the one guy who's like right there and he gives up and walks away. Don't let that be you. Don't be that guy. So I just want to thank everybody really sincerely for getting on the call, for taking the time out of your schedule. I love doing these, all team calls and hearing everybody, but I'm going to stop the recording now. So if anybody has any questions for any of us, I'm going to open up the call. So hang on one second.